G'day guys, how we doing? Welcome back to another video of Westland Survival. How we doing? I hope you guys are well. So this is a how-to video. So I haven't seen too many videos with this subject here today. So basically what we're going to do is try and defend our base and what happens when our home is under attack because of the Outlaws' anger. So you have incurred the Outlaws' anger, now your ranch is under attack by an armed group. So basically what we're going to do today is we're going to try our best to defend our base. If we're successful or unsuccessful, I'll let you guys know what we need to do either way, whether we need to improve our base a little bit, what we can use to help defend our base, or if we're successful, basically I'll walk you through what I did, how I did it, and why I did it. And if we're lucky, we may get a little map that we can find their stash and we can loot that stash as well. So we'll go through that throughout this video. Alright, with that out of the way, let's jump in. Before we do, if you are under attack, you got 1 hour, well effectively 2 hours before you have basically, I guess, failed saving your base, or defending it in this respect. So let's go ahead and go in anyway, and hopefully we should be okay through this, but we'll see how this does. Well, let's see how we go really. So basically you've got the little fire house at the bottom here. You can hear the noises in the background. They're basically breaking through. Now we need to find out where they're coming from, more or less. So the bigger the base, or the bigger the perimeter of your base, the more that you're going to have to sort of try and cover. So we can see them, they're already in, more or less. Let's try and take this fella out here. They're doing their best to try and obviously break all of our walls and I guess our defenses, but in this case I think I've done exceedingly well. So total damage, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 muggers. What they've destroyed is what you see in the middle. Stolen is on the right hand side. In this situation, they haven't stolen anything, so that's really good for us. So we have done a really good job in defending our base, and let's go ahead and walk away from this real quickly. And I just want to give you guys a quick overview of my base here. So basically, as you can see, I do have some further walls that would have protected us a little bit better. If they've gotten through, they would have more or less taken out some of our chests, our storage containers, things like that, and they would have made away with a few bits and pieces of loot, whatever that may have been, and it would have been up to us to basically try and stop them before that would have happened. Now, if they break any of your chests or storage containers, they're not lost forever. You can actually, in fact, rebuild them, repair them. There's no cost to that either, so you can definitely go ahead and repair them. The same thing, or same rules apply for the walls here. As you can see, my character is effectively repairing the said wall. Now that does take a little bit of time, so if you guys have a broken base like this, or if it's more severely damaged than what my base is, then what you probably want to do is, you can see the little red house here at the bottom. This will basically enable you to do a one-click repair all if you have the VIP. Okay, so if you've got the VIP, then I suggest that you guys utilize that or make use of that. Now, typically you do get a 7th day login reward for the VIP, depending on what day you've logged in. You may as well try and hold out before you've re-angered the Outlaws again. Hopefully by then you'll be able to use that freebie, unless if you want to make that purchase, that's entirely up to you. So you can do that either way. Before we go ahead and repair everything though, I want to go ahead and loot all the muggers here and see what we get, just so you guys can see what you get from these guys if you try to defeat them yourself, right? Let's see. Okay, beautiful. So the last mugger here did have the bandit stash coordinates, so we'll definitely go ahead and take all. Now this, so your muggers or the outlaws, whichever way you want to call them, they do have, I would say, sorry, they will be scaled compared to your game stage. Okay, so depending on where you are, I'm level 90. These are my stats on the bottom here. I guess it would be relevant to your level and what you've invested in terms of points and things like that. So that all comes down to how you guys have set yourselves up. If you're a low level, they're not going to be very high powered. If you're high level like myself or even more, then yeah, expect some heavier resistance. So it always pays to have some decent weaponry and things like that. So I would recommend that you guys have higher grade weapons that will do the job without any sort of issue. I'm just going to go ahead and put those away. Now that I've looted all these guys, and the reason why that I looted them first before I hit the one-click repair all, because if I do that, then I won't be able to loot this mugger here that's inside your wall. So we're going to go ahead and do that anyway. So repair completed. As you can see, that mugger would have been inaccessible. I would have had to either break that wall down. You don't want to do that, especially if you've invested a lot of resources into it. So that is pretty much it. But let's go back into our build menu here. So let's go into building. If you want to further enhance your defenses around around your base, depending on how you guys have set yourselves up, a couple of good alternatives would be to use sandbags. Now you do need an empty ground in order for you to lay these things. You can't put them in there, unfortunately. However, if you've got accessibility to barbed wire, iron stakes, or just regular stakes, you can actually go ahead and put them down inside, see, these honeycomb style walls that I've created. Okay, so regardless of the wall that you've created, where you've put it, or where you want to really position it, you can even go ahead and position it here if you really wanted to. This is just for me, for my example. Okay, so that will give you that option there if you'd like to do that. You can do minimal stakes if you really wanted to, if you've got the materials for it. It all comes down to materials, of course, but that will also help you further strengthen your defenses, and that allows you to buy yourself enough time to get over to the muggers, wherever they might be, depending in the four corners of your base. So wherever that might be, gives you enough time to run across, find those red markers, and then that way you'll be able to jump out and try and defend your base effectively as quickly as possible. Okay, so definitely keep that in mind in how you want to defend your base or how you want to set yourself up. Now, it's not the I guess the one-stop shop, right? So you might have other ways of setting up your own base, or you might have your own ideas in terms of how you want to sort of create your defense, and definitely go ahead and do that. You definitely want to check out the Discord. I believe there is a section that you can show off your base, or even ask the question, what are the best ways to set up your base with defense if you want to defend yourselves from the outlaws. There are also traps that you can utilize as well if you want to do that. You can always position them in there if you want to, and you can sort of move them about if you'd like, but there are other little bits and pieces that you can utilize as well. So hopefully that's helpful. But with that being said and done, let's go ahead and read this. So we found the location of the bandits' loot stash. It's probably unguarded. That makes sense because most of the muggers were here in the first place. So that should be an easy win for us. So we're definitely going to go ahead and head over to this event. And let's see if there is anyone there, what type of loot that you guys can expect to get. So once we head over, we'll dive into the zone. There is a timer, about 54 minutes as well, so you've got just about less than an hour to make your way over if you're not able to do it right away, or just head your marker over to the area there so you don't lose it and it despawns away. Okay, all right, so let's head in. As you can see, there's a few other there's about 3 chests there. You've got a watchman. It's a level 5. You really don't need anything more than what I've just brought. That's probably more overpowered. You can probably use your bare fists if anything, or if you want to use a club, and you'll be able to take out that watchman without any issue. So you've got these 2 here. You've actually got 1 chest inside, and that's where your main loot's going to be. For the purpose of this video, I am just going to loot everything that you see on the outside, and then we'll head in on the inside. So let's go ahead and take all. Now you can walk in from the back if you'd like, or of course if you want to go from the front. Before we go ahead and open up the last and final chest, there's really not much else going here. The way that I look at this as well is that there is free resources here to be had. So if you want to bring yourself a basic axe, pickaxe, you may as well loot up everything while you're here. If you don't have much of these resources, or if you feel that you just want to leave it on auto and just sort of walk away and you know, grab yourself a drink or do whatever you need to do, then you can definitely go ahead and do that while your player is auto collecting all the other resources that's in this zone, because you've got no other resistance, right? There's no one else for you to worry about that's going to attack you or anything like that. So let's go ahead and take all. Now I have missed out on a few bits and pieces here, so I definitely want to take these with me. So let's go ahead and get rid of, actually let's go ahead and heal. That would probably be a good start. And I might just get rid of the regular cloth and take those with me. And if you've got a horse, you can definitely take the resources over to your horse and more or less just stash them away. In my case, I've got a few bits and pieces that I didn't unload in my other adventures, but that's pretty much it, guys. Nice and easy, very simple. Hopefully this helps you guys in your future defending of your base when you do have the outlaws knocking at your door. Hopefully you found this information helpful and interesting, and if there's any questions, drop them in the comments. Head over to the Discord, and hopefully there'll be someone there that will answer your question, or you might want to leave some tips of your own to help others in need. With that said and done, I thank you guys for watching. Please like the video, share it if you can, and if you guys are new to the channel, if you're not, subscribe and hit that notification bell icon so you don't miss out on any future videos. Alrighty guys, take it easy, and I will catch you guys in the next one.